am here. Wait, how come I can't? Oh, hold on. We got it. We got it. All right. I am here. It is Thursday? Friday. It is Friday. Siri says it's Friday. And I'm here. I have slept. I have slept since my photo shoot. I had a spectacular time with Etienne, and Etienne has a camera of magic. It's just lovely. Like you don't even you just don't even know what you're it's lovely. That's all I'm gonna say. Etienne was awesome. He has a great way of making sure that I was so comfortable. Guys, I am not a model. I'm not a model. You know what I mean? So I am not like trying to be like in front of the camera. This this is a lot for me. Every time I have to make a video, it's a lot for me. It is highly, very much so, extremely outside of my comfort zone. So I did the photo shoot because it comes with the package when you become a practitioner on heal.me, and they give you a photographer. They just send a photographer to you and say, all right, go be great. Here's your photographer so that you can tell everybody about your offering, right? So hold on, let me make sure that okay, yes, my stuff is on. Nobody's calling us today. But yeah, so I signed up to become a practitioner, right, for all of my services on heal.me. They give you a photographer so that you can have professional photos for your media, for your website, for the platform. He was determined to come in here. For your platform, for your website, so that you can look, what do you got, professional, you know. And so I'm like, all right, cool. Hold on a second. I gotta clear out some of this stuff. What is all of this? What is all of this stuff? I know I pressed the go live. All right. See, and that's what happens. You see, like, Instagram is just why. Okay, whatevs. Anyway, so yeah, heal.me. They give you this photographer. So if you're looking for, a way to advertise and get more of your offerings out to the world, I say go for it. So far, I haven't been inundated with clients, but I will say that it is it is a way to get the word out. They give you this professional platform, and then they give you the photographer. And anyway, so yesterday was my photography session. And I was ready for it. Well, I was I was not mentally ready for it. I was prepared though to get a photographer, and I was not prepared for the amount of time that it was going to take. I am always surprised that when I have something that I'm trying to create, it like I have this much time for it, and then it takes this much time, like, I'm like, oh, I guess I needed this much time for it. But honestly, if I gave it this much time, it would have taken this much time. So there's that. Anyway, I survived the photography session. If you are looking for a photographer, I would totally recommend Etienne, and I think it's called Be Seen Photography. I think that I tagged him in my last post when we were talking about the when I was showing like the behind the scenes. I got to see some cool people that I normally don't get to see, and that made me smile. I was really happy about that. I got to show off a little bit of my empathic and healing and sound vibrational therapy skills. I loved it. I was here for it. So, I'm ready for it. Hello, believe in change. So that being said, that brings us to today. I have rested. I am ready. I said that even though I did not go live yesterday, I was going to talk about do a Q&A session, and I made some other decisions, by the way. So if this will go live, I will post it, the live stream, on YouTube. So if you're seeing this, unless it posts elsewhere by itself, I don't know, the platform kind of does what it wants. But I'm going to make sure that I have it posted on YouTube. If you want to see the answer to the questions, if you ask me a question and you've been waiting to find the answer, you're going to have to go to the YouTube. I'm at Asia Stormborn everywhere. So you can just go to the YouTube, find it. I will make sure that it's clearly visible that it was today's live stream, the Q&A, as we discuss divination. And why divination? Why, you may ask, divination? Basically divination, self-compassion, self-love, choices, the things that we've been kind of talking about lately. And the reason why divination is because I have a new class that I've been working on the Creatrix Academy that I am focused on right now and creating a series of courses for people who aren't like really serious about like, I want to become something different, but maybe you just want some courses that are just going to help guide you through the process. Like you're just looking at things that make you feel motivated, inspired to move forward in your journey, right? After, oh, the dog, really, seriously. After maybe a loss or, a life-changing event. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, hey, how you doing, Jennifer? Awesome. Okay, I'm going to answer your question. So make sure, I mean, you can stick around, or like I said, you can go to the YouTube page. And I'm so glad that you're here to enjoy this. Thank you for your energy, Jennifer. Anyway, I don't know if my dog barking is going to bring me down here. I'm trying to. Okay. He's outside. All right. He's outside. So I don't know. I don't know if whatever it is, if it's coming towards me, it'll just come towards me. You guys will just see it live. Make sure y'all tell, my family that I love them. All right. So yeah, I'm putting on a course in the Creatrix Academy called Divination for Non-Witches. Reason being, not everybody who focuses and incorporates divination into their life. All right. Is sometimes, going to, and bring out, the dark terror that you feel like it's going to bring out. I doubt that, but what can I say? Now, I've been dabbling myself in divination. I would say 1997, 1998. Children will do it to you. So I would say maybe even 1995. I don't even know. And so since then, so I don't know, 30 years, 29 years, I don't know. Okay. So far, nothing has shown up that I did not want or expect, to take over in some weird dynamic way, demonic way. Okay. Nothing. All right. That being said, if you're into like more darker things, you like that occult type stuff, you are into summoning maybe things that are, less on the lighter side and more on the darker side, have at it. Go for it. Do what you plan on doing. Okay. This is not a way for me to try to force anything that I believe onto you. Okay. This is a way for me to just express different options that you have out there, especially if you're a woman. Okay. Um, that being said, I'm just going to kind of go over what I have here. So my personal practice typically involves like some type of morning ritual. I do a lot of maybe prayer, meditation, speaking to, listening from higher self, and whatever the deities are that I talk to. Okay. I try not to put any of my beliefs on anybody else. So that being said, instead of calling it my deity, I'm going to call it Red Baby Spoon. Okay. So when I'm talking to Red Baby Spoon during my personal time, I take time to, talk and express and feel. And then there's also time for return, right? So it's conversation, okay? And sometimes that return can just be a feeling. Sometimes that return message comes in the form of some type of symbology. And sometimes that return message comes in the form of divination, okay? And so that's the basic ground. Hey, Gail. That's the basic ground foundational, let's go with that. Now that after saying all of that, what I will say is that there was a time back in like historical times where divination played a larger role in most religions. All right, most. I would say like 99% of religions have some sort of divination in them and in their practice. And that is how we ended up with these more mystical versions of the religions, such as like Sufism or like the Rosicrucians in, Christianity, the more higher level seekers from their religion who actually go more into like the less known, more mystical versions of their religion. Okay. And that normally requires some sort of divination practice or something to happen. All right. So what I have here are my little divination tools. I can tell you what I use most. I'll go from what I use least often to what I use most often. And what's that? We got a question. Wait, hold on. What is that? No. No. All right. Cool beans. I'm here for it. No, not that one. That wasn't it. This is me just pressing all the buttons. All right. Anyway, don't let me forget Jennifer's question. I can't forget Jennifer's question. All right. So I'm going to go from least important. Least important. These are in no order of importance, but I'm going to go from what, and this actually will encompass Jennifer's question. I'm going to go from most least, what I use least to what I use most. Okay. And least of all, what I have here are runes. Okay. So I have a bag of runes. And the reason that I got the bag of runes is while I was doing my PhD work, while I had to go through like the master's portion of the PhD work and like actual background and research and everything, there was a whole course on divination. And I felt that I should not just knock something off and say, I'm not going to go for it. So I tried pretty much everything that was in the course. I have a bag of runes. I have tried and I've used the bag of runes. I don't feel as connected to this particular bag of runes. It's from the Norse. They have the Norse writing on them, right? I don't feel as connected to them, and I don't know that it has to do with them being more of a Norse tradition or not, because I've done my ancestry DNA, and I have a little bit of everything in me. So I feel like I am free to try and use any type of, thing that I want. But this is what the runes look like. There are, I think, 23 of them, 24, I can't remember. And they basically have, different Norse letters on them, and each of the letters means something. You basically would go through, you would pull out, you would ask your questions, and well, okay. Many people actually will do a whole spread. I don't do a whole spread on anything that I do, okay? But I will basically take and, ask a question and then pull out an answer, all right? Like, and that's how I would work with the runes. I would say if you wanted to work with runes, you can get some. Try them. They might work well for you. These particular runes do not. After that, I have cowrie shells. Okay. And Jennifer, here's your answer. Okay. I learned about cowrie shells when I was doing a spiritual aspirant initiation with Tyra Omilade and her group. And we learned about cowrie shells and the tie that they have to our African ancestry. I love the cowrie shells. And she's back. Look at that. Bounce back. I love the cowrie shells because I do feel more connected to them. They're also a little bit easier for me to use and to understand. Okay. So Jennifer asked a question, and her question was about mixing different different practices. And so whereas I might use the cowrie shells because they feel good to me, I will mix cowrie shells with a pendulum, which I'll show you later, and to get a yes or no answer for me, if it seems clear. So I will mix different practices in order for me to have some type of confirmation on what I'm thinking. So, is this going the way I think should be going? I have 3 yeses and a no. I'm like, all right, so I guess it is going the way that I think it should be going, type of a thing. I get my cowrie shells from eBay, I believe. And I use the whole shell. I have like the whole shell ones, not the ones with the backs cut off. So they're actually, cowrie shells have been around forever. I don't even know when, cowrie shells stopped being around. I mean, I don't know when they started. I have no idea. Okay. I can't even give you historical aspect on any of these things. Okay. After that, I have Amadeus runes that I created because I became initiated in the Amadeus shamanic healing practice. Okay. So when you become to do it, there are, certain things you got to do, right? And one of them was I created my runes. Now, these runes are not letters, they're more symbols, which mean things when you pull them. You can also use them. So I also use these in my healing practice with Reiki. Amadeus healing being very similar to Reiki healing. I put them both together in a mixy-morphy type of way to help with actually bringing a real message to the healing practice that I'm doing. So if somebody comes to me and they're presenting with something, and then I will go and use the actual like sign, like sun, and 0, that I feel like what I need in order to help the healing along. Let's go with that. All right. Now these other things that I use often. I use them pretty much all the time, whenever, and I'm starting with my pendulums. So I hope that answered your question, Jennifer. Yes, I do mix. I do mix my practices together. I will throw something highly African with something not African at all. I'm every woman. It is all in me. And I am totally fine with creating this gumbo type practice that for me, mixes a lot of different things together. Sometimes I'm in Hindu tradition, sometimes I'm in a Buddhist tradition, sometimes I'm in a Christian tradition. Like it's all over the place, okay? Yes, Lord. There we go. Um Pendulums. So these are I have other pendulums, and also I've started like making some pendulums. The pendulums that I make with resin and different stones. They're more of like an orgone type of a feeling with them, since you're mixing resin and stones together. But these are the two pendulums that I have that I use, most of the time. This one is, you can't really see it. There it is. It's a amethyst when I'm feeling feisty. This is my rose quartz. This one's big. I don't know. I don't know if I like either one more than the other one. All right. Anyway, so we're at 21 minutes. Awesome. Okay. So basically pendulum. I like a pendulum because it's fast. I can get an answer quickly and it seems highly definitive for me. Yes, no. Like it's either yes or no. If it's then maybe I'll go to something else. Okay. But this is, my pendulum. I will hold it. I will let it be still. And then when it is still, then I ask my question and I let it move how it's going to move. All right. Moving along, then we get to oracle cards. Now, oracle and tarot cards, I just use often. They're very easy for me. Right now, I am rolling and hanging with the Voice of the Souls oracle. When I'm kind of doing more of like ancestral veneration, especially, or when I have like real questions, maybe for higher self, my guides, that type of a thing, then I'm like, okay, let me actually hear like an actual answer. These are good for that. When I'm just feeling empathy, I just got the feeling I want to, give a feeling to others. I want to, maybe express a feeling to them. There's my elemental empath. I have, oh my gosh, I was talking to Stephanie, who is also a card whore. We a decor. We're decors. I'm a decor. I'm not gonna even lie. I'm a decor. I think I have 30 decks, and I think she had like way more. So she sees this and she answers. She has way more decks than I have. Okay. I only have 30. All right. Out of those 30, I think I really like fucks with like 10. And these are the ones that, and they would be like, I have several decks of tarot, several decks of oracle. I have one deck of alchemy cards from the Wild Unknown, which I love because, when you're working like alchemically, I think that those cards are really helpful, and I can talk about those another day. My newest deck of tarot cards were these golden cards, right, that I ended up doing a whole thing on, that I got from, look at the shine, that I ended up getting from Instagram on a purchase. Tarot cards are pretty much aligned, similarly dealing with like archetypes and personality types, and they all seem to have like, they run around the same system in various formats. Okay, so whereas these would be basically universal weight cards, yeah, these are the universal weight cards, just in a golden form. The Light Seers deck has a more interpretive feel to them, and they follow kind of similarly the process, but they are not using the same decor, or I don't know how to say it. They're just a little different. You would have to listen to a whole thing on tarot. We would have to just go through a whole thing on tarot, which reminds me that if you decide to pick up my Divination for non-witches course, which is coming available very soon, you will be getting a chance to dive deep we go deep into tarot and oracle cards because those are what I'm most uncomfortable with. Any other questions? Because I wanted to answer questions today. And the way that you guys are like, I don't ask questions, and then you like force me to then have to create questions that I think you need answered. And I'm like, I don't even know you like that. So, you very well could ask a question, and then I very well could answer your questions. I will even let you pick how you want your question answered. Like, do you want me to throw some runes in? Do you want, look, are you feeling African today? You want some calorie shells? I will answer the question how you want, but you're going to have to go quickly because at this point, if I see 0 questions, I am not going to answer. I'm not going to stay on here. Okay. While I am here, though, I will say that this weekend I have class 3 or we're on week 3 of our Zen Gen free community mindfulness program that's going on here in West Palm Beach at the Pleasant City Community Center. I'll be there at 10 a.m. Tomorrow. And tomorrow we're actually talking self-compassion, self-love, different ways of expressing and feeling and being mindful of ourselves and how we love ourselves and how we show that love for ourselves to others. Big deal. Very big deal, because I tell you all the time, if I see somebody who's racist, I see somebody who's like all up in, rah, 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 and like angry. When I see somebody who can't act right, when they act like they have no home training, when I see somebody who treats other people like shit, I know for a fact it's because they don't have no self-love. That you can love others if you don't love yourself, right? And that what RuPaul says, how the hell you gonna love anybody else if you can't love yourself, right? When I see that ignorance, that I know it's a lack of self-love, right? So if you're in for that, come out tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pleasant City Community Center. I will be there. Sunday, we have our bowls, our sound bath healing and tea with Amy at Herbs and Earth on Northwood. If you're in West Palm Beach, come for that. And then next Thursday, no, I don't have anything next Thursday. Next Thursday is spring break. I got spring break next week. All right. So then after that, after I play the bowls with Amy, then I'm resting. Okay. Totally resting. But then that next Monday, it's a full moon. Not only is it a full moon, it's a lunar eclipse. And what I have planned and prepared is a special full moon sound bath with Amy at Herbs and Earth, where she's coming in. She's opening her doors on her day off, and she's allowing us to come in and experience a great full moon sound bath. I really, really, really wish that I knew how to do that. But I'm assuming that was, my thing. Hey, Deb. Anyway, so yeah, full moon sound bath. You have to pay or you have to RSVP for this event. Why? Because Amy is bringing herself in and on her day off. I have to just let it, I have to, make sure that somebody's going to show up for her. The pre-ticket price is $15. You show up at the door, it's $20. Not a big deal. Either way. And then the 28th, I'm doing another special sound bath, an evening sound bath over at Family Social House. Again, pre-sale, $15. At the door, $20, but you have to RSVP first. Don't show up at the door expecting me to be there if you haven't RSVP. Okay? That's what we got for that. I am Asia. I basically am here. I'm normally here on Thursdays. I'm basically here every Thursday. I forgot today is not Thursday, it's Friday. Don't tell. I'm basically here every Thursday. It's Friday. Okay, I get it. I'm off, but I'm normally here on Thursdays. I will be back on Monday for my live on Monday. And I And oh, if you need to find me, you want to talk, you want to figure out some things, a divine path reading, you want me to like bring out all my stuff, because a divine path reading basically uses like a bunch of these things that we just talked about today, send me a message. I will link you in. Free discovery call, I guess we can call it. We can discover whether or not we align, because there's no point in you working with me if we don't align. That's just how it is. I don't think that all money is good money. I think that we should align if I'm going to give you my offerings. And so that's what I do. That being said, I have nothing else for you. It's 30 minutes, like like I told you. I wish you nothing but love and peace and many continued blessings. I hope that your spring break goes as well as mine is planning to go. And if you're here in West Palm Beach, I hope to see you out and about and roaming around. Come say hi to me.